That's a good one. That's one I'm gonna grab right there. There we go. What's up, guys? Kyle Welcher here, Bassmaster Elite Series Pro. You know, we're going to talk today about two of the biggest producers in the fall and winter and pre-spawn months of the year. And I'm going to show you exactly why I pick up a flat-sided bait over a standard round-sided bait, or this is just a regular square bill, and vice versa, why I pick up one over the other. Basically, to me, it's all about the trends of the water. It doesn't matter if it's February or November. If the water's falling extremely rapidly, I'm always going to go with the flat-sided bait, and I'm always going to try to throw it on more vertical cover. So basically, even in the fall, if the water temp's 56 and falling down to 52 very, very fast, I will, you know, pick up this bait because, in my opinion, the fish are going to go to more of the vertical cover, and the flat-sided bait just makes them react a little bit better whenever they're suspended off the edge of the cover. You can bounce this off a lot of rocks and a lot of wood and stuff like that. But just whenever the fish move out to the steeper banks, I like to go with that, you know, tighter wobble, and whenever the water's dropping, I like that flat-sided bait. And it's the exact opposite. If we've had stable conditions, or if we've had, you know, water temperatures actually rising, I want something with a louder thump, a wider wobble, and I'll actually throw this on some of the flatter stuff. So pea gravel banks, all that kind of stuff, anywhere that I feel like the fish are really going to pull up to and roam a little bit more, I'll go with the square bill. If I feel like the water temp repositions the fish in a few different ways. Number one, if it drops, like I said, they go to a steeper bank. If it's warming up, the fish really start to roam a lot. They start actively looking for things to eat. And that's why I want this wider wobble. They can feel it a little bit better, and you can throw this a lot shallower. The pea gravel, the riprap banks, anywhere where the fish are going up actively feeding, I throw this. So I'll tell y'all, I throw these on the exact same rod and reel. I got it behind me, let me grab it. Basically, it's just a 7-foot cranking rod. I normally throw it on 10 to 12 pound fluorocarbon. I have it on a 7-to-1 gear ratio reel, and this is a composite rod. So the end of this rod, the tip of this rod, actually bends, and it loads all the way down to, like, you know, almost to the stripper guide with not much pressure. What that does is, whenever you're throwing these baits, it's very important to have a very moderate rod, because the treble hooks on these baits are so light wire. If you have like a 7'3" medium heavy rod or something like that, you'll rip a hole in the fish's mouth that's way too big. Whenever you're throwing some of these flat-sided baits or these smaller square bills, the gauge of the wire is just so thin. You have to have that composite rod. You have to have that rod that loads and absorbs a lot of the shock. And then the 10-pound fluorocarbon, what that does is it helps me get this square bill down all the way down to 5 to 6 feet, and I can get, you know, the flat-sided bait down the exact same 6 to 7 foot, and you can throw it an absolute mile. So that's what I do in the winter. That's why I pick up one over the other. Basically, it's all about how I feel like the fish's temperament is, and that's what I do. That's the setup I throw. So that's my fall to spring crankbait setup.